I found out that the mother of my son's bully is going to be working under my management, and now she thinks she can bully me at work too, so I showed her who's in charge. I received a promotion last month after several stressful years. The money will be life-changing. I'm working out of a different office much closer to home, doing work I care about, and having more time with my family. The company filled an open role at my new location just before I was promoted. I didn't participate in the hiring process for this person, and I did not know they had hired the parent of my child's bully. This isn't just a few meetings with the principal, it's a bullying situation. We almost lost our child because of Timmy. We moved our child and their siblings to a different school, sold our home, and moved to the other side of the county. We had to involve the police at one point, resulting in being granted a restraining order against Timmy, who is now finally facing other legal consequences for his behavior. Both kids are still quite young, so I'm still shocked at the cruel and awful things I witnessed my child go through at the hands of a peer, feeling helpless and out of control while we begged the school and his parents to intervene. Our family life is finally settling down, and this new work opportunity felt like a new start for us after the pain and fear we've gone through. My child is finally beginning to heal and regain their life and joy. We're all in treatment as a family and individually to help recover from all of this. The company hired Timmy's mother, Jane, to fill this role, and I will manage her. On my first day meeting the team, she went pale when she saw me. I'm sure I probably did the same. I know everyone else on this team and have a great rapport with them. I don't communicate with Jane unless I have to, and it's in writing. At a certain point in the last year, she behaved just about as badly as her child did, and the judge considered including her in the restraining order but was instead issued a warning on the record. I checked, and the two of us working together isn't a restraining order violation, but it does open up the possibility. I'm just so stunned I don't know what to do. We don't speak or interact unless we have to, and some team members and a few of my colleagues in management have noticed but have not said much about it. I'm at such a loss. I have no idea how to handle this. Update: I should have gone to HR on my first day as Jane's manager, but I was not thinking straight. Things had been going so well at home that I didn't want to jeopardize it by bringing Jane back into our lives. Within a few days of my question posting, my junior team lead Sam asked me directly about my weird behavior around Jane, which had been going on for about 2 weeks or so. I'm Sam's superior in the org chart, but not by much. Sam and I have worked together in the past, but not closely enough that he knew about my connection to Jane. I told Sam about my history with Jane, providing limited details with minimal legal documentation and proof, which my lawyer advised me on, and he was shocked but incredibly supportive. He let me know that Jane had been very vocal with several other staff, including him, since my first day, warning staff to stay away from me, that I was toxic and dangerous, and that I had slept with her husband and broken up her marriage. All I could do was laugh at that. It hadn't occurred to me that keeping my distance would give Jane a chance to try to damage my reputation, but she didn't get very far. I've worked with everyone else on this team on and off for most of my career, so they were all very skeptical. Sam and I met with HR and walked through my history with Jane to create a plan for Sam to manage her going forward. HR was wonderfully supportive and thanked me for communicating with her in writing, as it was probably the safest thing I could have done under the circumstances. Then, we learned a few things we didn't know. HR had been planning to reach out to me because when my predecessor hired Jane, he had done so without putting in the paperwork for a background check. This is one of the many reasons I replaced this manager. Our company requires us to use a fingerprinting service run out of the sheriff's office for a full background check before starting employment. My predecessor let her start without one and marked passed in her employee profile without adding the appropriate documentation. When pressed, he said he lost it. HR was able to confirm Jane had never gone. Before I started as her boss, Jane had been given a 30-day grace period from HR to get fingerprinted, missed multiple appointments, and pushed back on it with my predecessor's support. He'd left no documentation for me or record of this issue, which didn't surprise us, and now there was only a week left in the grace period. HR needed to discuss terminating Jane if she didn't get fingerprinted for her background check within the next 10 days. This is based on state regulations and company policy and, thankfully, had nothing to do with me. There was no other job or department she could be moved to that didn't require a background check. Sam took over from there, and all I know is they met with Jane, explained that Sam would be her manager going forward, and made an appointment for her to get fingerprinted that day. She enthusiastically agreed to go, and didn't, and never returned any calls or contact attempts from HR or Sam, which was the best way this could have washed out. My family is doing better than ever, work is great, and my amazing kiddo is healing and finding joy again. They even helped their new school start an anti-bullying and mental health program to help younger students if they feel unsafe. We'll be traveling to see relatives and have some fun this summer, so we're very excited. I feel like a weight's been lifted off my chest.